Hi, welcome to my 6 p.m. Talk that I do every Wednesday, and it's Bali time. These are talks that I organize as an effort to raise awareness on different topics related to mental health. I either have guests join me in which we have different conversations on different aspects. It might be diagnosis, it might be relationship issues. We talk also about like solutions, different ways to make improvement. Now, today's talk is about meditation. Hence the title I gave to it about let's meditate. So this would be a wonderful opportunity to talk about a subject that I think a lot of people struggle with, maybe don't necessarily have the right information. So I thought I would demystify it a little bit for you and maybe explain it and elaborate a little bit more. Of course, what I'm going to be sharing today is based on my own experience. And everything that I share in my talks is always based on my own experience over the 20 years of practice in mental health in different parts of the world. Of course, what I'm sharing doesn't replace the actual getting help and getting the consultations of a healthcare professional if this is something that you might need simply because of the specific difficulties or issues that you're actually going through, and perhaps what I'm talking about might not necessarily be suitable for you. So please do check with your healthcare professional in your area, and if you're struggling with something related to what we're talking about, you can contact me. I also offer support online, and this is it. So again, if you have any questions, just don't hesitate to send them to me. So meditation, what is it? Can everybody do it? Is it accessible to everyone? The answer is yes, it is accessible to everyone. Everybody can do it. And what is it? So I guess there's many ways of explaining it. It's a practice that has been around for a very, very long time. There's many people who talk about it. And of course, it's a natural state. It's a natural state that we can go in. We enter into a state of meditation, sometimes without even knowing it. Something that resembles that might be, some people confuse meditation with relaxation. Of course, it's different. And it's different simply because in meditation, there isn't a particular effort. Whereas for relaxation is I might be focusing on my kind of breathing to reach a certain kind of relaxed state. Here, there's a little bit more to it, a little bit more depth to meditation that has no particular thought. One of the misconceptions that people have about meditation is that we need to empty one's mind of thoughts. We need to stop thinking. Obviously, the natural state of a mind is to have thoughts, and our thoughts bounce from one idea to another. So meditation is about becoming aware of my state as I am, being aware of what's going on around me as it's going on around. There's no effort that's there trying to push it away, stop it, or often hear, yes, my environment isn't quite enough for me. I can't meditate with all this noise. Of course, again, meditation is about bringing yourself into a state of witness, like being an observer of the moment that you are in without judging it. Again, one of the common misconceptions is people have is that we need to stop our mind from having thoughts. This is not what meditation is. It's not about stopping thoughts. It's about becoming an observer of them, intentionally watching them as they come and go. The analogy that I could use here is that of sitting on a bench, let's say, and then there's traffic of cars coming left and right. And if there's one car, your eyes begin to follow it and to look at it in the distance. This is not meditation. Meditation is simply sitting down on the bench, looking just straight ahead of you and being aware of the cars that are coming and going, but not focusing your mind particularly on one specific car or another. It's just like this is happening, it's there, and doing nothing else, but just being in the moment. There's different forms of meditation. Mindfulness meditation is one of them. There are many different exercises One of them can be to focus on your breathing without doing anything special with your breathing. So there's no effort, it's just observing it, observing the sensation every time you inhale, the sensation that in your nose and throat, noticing the movement of your body as you exhale. Maybe it could be the rise and fall of your chest and belly, abdomen as you breathe. That can be one form of meditation. And every time you find yourself having conversations in your mind, you just basically gently bring your attention back to the sensation of the inhale and then the exhale. Can be one example of meditation. Another one can be just using your senses. For example, meditation is often associated with having your eyes closed, when in fact you can also be doing it with your eyes open. You can also be doing it while walking. It's just about being in the moment, noticing each footstep that you make on the ground. You can do this for a minute, for 2 minutes, for 5 minutes. You can decide, okay, today I'm going to be walking in the park and I'm just going to be in the present of each step. How often do you just, let's say, walk somewhere and just allow yourself to be absorbed by each footstep? Maybe not very often. So that can be also a great way of doing what we call a walking meditation. So meditation is not just about sitting down with your legs crossed and trying to empty your mind, It's definitely not that. It's, of course, having a comfortable posture and allowing yourself to be in the moment and choosing what may work for you best. There's many degrees of meditation, many styles, and many ways of being able to access different levels of depth. And when I talk about depth, is that meditation can be resembled as to that of, perhaps the analogy could be that of an ocean. And being in your conscious awake state, you're on the surface. And the moment you close your eyes as you go under the water, and going under the water is creating that alpha state, that state of basically becoming a little bit more calmer. It's a state that we enter the moment we close our eyes as we go to sleep. So here it's more like intentionally allowing our eyes to close, to narrow down the stimulation of our senses, and narrow it down because we are less visually stimulated by things that are happening around us, and then allowing ourselves to become more absorbed within. This is another level of meditation that we can attain. So meditation has different levels of depth, of course. And people that I will hear often who will say, I've tried meditation, I can't do it. A lot of the time, as I said, it's probably because of the wrong information. And we might have certain expectations. So meditating is within anybody's reach. It just requires the intention and the discipline to do it, because anyone can do it. Anyone can just take a few moments just to be where they are, as they are, without allowing themselves to have to respond to the environment. As in, for example, right now I'm going to spend the time just to be with myself, and if my phone rings or somebody knocks on the door, I'm not going to respond to any of them, because we're all compelled to have to respond to different things, to always be on alert, to do things. If you want, the aspects of meditation is just being completely with yourself, and there's different degrees to it. So it's about introducing yourself to this process in a way that's going to be inviting and containing for you. If anybody would like to know a little bit more, I offer guided meditations online on my YouTube channel, which is Jeremy Alford. You can just go to Jeremy Alford on the YouTube, and you will find some guided meditations there. I also am on another application known as Insight Timer, which you are welcome to also have a look over there. It's a wonderful app and very useful. So if we go back to the analogy of the ocean, of course, different levels of depth to it, and the moment I close my eyes, I allow myself to begin to relax. I enter into alpha state. As I'm in alpha state, I can go deeper and deeper. These are brainwave activities that are happening in our brain quite naturally. And when we're actually feeling quite tense or stressed, and of course we're very much into beta state, Beta state is a brainwave activity often associated with thinking, perhaps overthinking, and so what we want is to basically slow all this process down and activate more alpha wave. And there are other brain waves associated as well with depth, so you were talking maybe of theta wave, and we can go even deeper into dream states associated with delta waves. And so again, in meditation, it's about being willing to explore ourselves and taking very easily a step back. There are so many research out there in terms of the benefits of meditation. Meditation is something that's useful not only to our physical health, but to our mental health. Time and time again, if you're suffering from chronic pains, or let's say high blood pressure, or arthritis, or you're going through anxieties or obsessive compulsive disorder, or you're going through any form of stressful situation, even just burnout or something that's bothering you, meditation is really a key. It's simple and it's easy to use with the right information. So if you still struggle with it, it's important to speak with someone. You can even reach out to me, and I'll be very happy to guide you in the process. So another analogy I would like to use is that of a scuba diver. So if you do scuba diving, and you're learning to scuba dive for the first time, the instructor will never put you in the deep sea or deep ocean. You're always going to be starting in a pool, and then move steps step by step. So similarly, meditation is like that. If we just ask you to keep your eyes closed and stay there for 30 minutes or 45 minutes, it might just be very, very overwhelming for you, especially without the right direction. So you need to have some guidance. So there's different forms of anchors. Anchors is like a focal point. A focal point, we also call it like a mantra, which is in Sanskrit means a focal point. It's something just to bring your mind to whenever you might find yourself being really kind of overwhelmed. It's not the objective of meditation, because at some point, as you use your mantra or use your focal point like a hook, at some point that hook kind of fades away and disappears. And when it disappears, you enter into deeper states that are resembling tranquility and serenity, and you might even experience yourself as if you were asleep, or so it's just an indication of being in a deeper state of mind, deeper state of being, and of course that happens gradually. One way of being able to go, let's say, deeper is through specific focal points that will resemble that of putting weights around your waist. So if you're going to go scuba diving and you don't put weights around your waist, you might have a great deal of difficulty in going deeper, because of buoyancy. At some point it'll be difficult for you to bring yourself back up. So by putting weights, the analogy here of the weights is that of repeating a particular easy focal point, a mantra, which can resemble that of a sound, it can resemble that of a word, that you just gently, in an effortless kind of way, bring your mind back to in a repetitive way over and over again. And at some point that will act as a weight around your waist to enter and to go into a deeper state. So this is something that you can find and discover for yourself, or you can use the letter M repeatedly, or you can use the word calm repeatedly, and simply find yourself delving a little bit more and more calmer. There's something for you to try. I welcome you to try it. You don't have to do this for very long. You can just decide to do this for 2 minutes, for 5 minutes. You can decide to do this for 20 minutes. It's really up to you. Take your time, step by step. It's something that's very doable, very reachable, and this is it for today. So I'm just keeping this talk very short. Hopefully it's useful in giving you some direction. If something you need to have more clarity about, please let me know. And as I said, on my YouTube channel, I have a few guided meditations, which are guided. It's different to doing meditation by yourself, which is what I was explaining today. But please don't hesitate to have a look at them. And I'll be coming back on next Wednesday, again at 6 p.m. Bali time, to talk about another subject, again related to mental health. The whole purpose of this is to spread awareness, give strategies, and to share some insightful, useful information. So wherever you are, have a nice evening, nice beginning of the day, and I'll be speaking to you again soon. Bye for now.